Good morning. So, two easy fun molds this time. Um, this one, which we've kind of made before, but I like it because you use paper, the designer paper that's going to make it cohesive. That one, and then this one also, but having this in here. So, these are really easy cards. I saw them from Patty Bennett. She actually did about 6 of them. These were my favorite too, and I thought we would work on those. So I used these with the lavender set and the perennial postage, but I was going to make some other ones with the sea life. So let's see. Actually, let's do the other one first because I've got that one first on my measurements. All right, so your base of the card is going to be 5.5 here by 7.5, and you're going to score it at 4.25. So that's all that I've done here. All right, so basically you've just, taken an inch off the side so that that's going to show. So 5.5 by 7.5 and score at 4.25. So if you wanted to make your regular size card and then just cut an inch off the side, you could do that too, if that's easier for you. Then you're going to take your designer paper, and it's going to be 2 pieces, 3 by 5.25 and 1.5 by 5.25. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my paper, and I want it to go this way, not that way, this way. So this is going to be my 5.25. Okay, and then I will cut 3 and 1.5. Okay. Now she was showcasing these cards to show about using, the 6 by 6 paper, but you can use any paper you have. If you don't have designer paper, you could use white here and just stamp your own scene and then cut them apart. So now, this is actually some older birthday paper that I had. It's probably 2 or 3 years old. I liked the color. So I would go ahead and put that in here. And I think I put it on a little bit crooked. If I can't get it off, it's going to have to stay crooked. Here we go. I'll just add a little bit more. I usually have better luck if I start at the sides, and I don't know why I keep forgetting to do that. There we go. And then that way I'm lining it up on the side. Okay, and then on the inside, I'm going to put this white piece and this piece. And see, then it's a cohesive scene. But first on this one, though, that I'm going to stamp a few things. So I wanted to use my turtle set because I love turtles. And we're back in turtle nesting season, so I'm hoping to see some soon. Nothing yet. I'm hopeful. And I think I'm going to use, couldn't find my blueberry ink pad, so I got the pen out. Always remember you can color on your stamp with an ink pen, or not an ink pen, a marker in the same color. I'm kind of going around a little bit now because I don't want to get all the lines, and if they're there, they're there, but I'm going to always huff on it a little bit. Should have stamped that before I put it down. And I'll just stamp a little bit on this piece too. But this way, if you don't have the ink pad, you can always just use a marker. It extends your colors that you have. There we go. Okay. So that's going to go there. I went ahead and cut out a couple of turtles because I wanted to have those, but I thought maybe I would put some other life in there just because I can. I've got these kind of seaweed I'll put in. I don't know what this color is going to look like on top of the blue, but we'll find out. Not bad. It's kind of translucent almost. I think the pad might need to be inked up a little bit. There we go. Okay, and then, oh, I got ink on the side. And again, I'm just cleaning that off with my little thin chamois. It's going to put some of those little fishes on there. This set has retired, but it sure has been a favorite. Where are the fishes? I'm sure I'm looking right at them. They're there. Sometimes on these photopolymer sets, they're hard to see. I'm just going to get a smaller block. And color. I think I'll just stick with the blueberry. Just because it's out and it's easy to use. That seems to do well on this paper. This always is a favorite for me, just to kind of fill in a little bit, you know, on the background. I can make the fish go either way. Just by flipping them over, because they don't have an up and a down. So that's good. Oh, and then I wanted to put, let me go ahead and stick this on here. Just by cutting an inch off the front of this, I think it really just adds something. There we go. And again, on the lavender, I didn't stamp on top of the paper because it already had a pattern that I liked. But this, I wanted to take just plain blue. Let's see, when the card is closed, we'll stick him on there. When the card is closed, it's very cohesive. It looks like it goes all the way across. You don't have to put something on top here. I just love the turtles. And I'll probably stamp another one here too. So these stamps they have a name for them, reversibles. So you can stamp the back of the stamp as a solid and then the other side as the design. So we'll do that on here just as a reminder. Again, I should have done that before I put it on here, but I'm moving dangerously. I think I'll put it at the bottom. So there, see, that gives me a nice solid design. And then I wipe it off, turn it over, take the fishes off of there. And I can do my regular design, the turtle design. You see that it pops when you get the color on it. It goes a little off on placement, but that's okay. All right, so I mean, cute. Just keeping the design going, and I've got an extra turtle I can do something with too. All right, so now let's do the other one. And this is 5.5 by 8.5, so regular half sheet of paper. And we're going to score it 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. So this is just going to be folded in half like we normally would. And then folded back on itself. And again, we've done those kind of cards before. This is nothing new. But taking the paper and making it, one long piece is what I'm going for. So this one is that marbled paper, and I thought that would make a nice, oh, that's very cool, but I was going to use this side. Okay, so again, I want to decide which part was going to be my 5 1/4. And I'll go ahead and cut that. So if I want it to be this way, cut it 5 1/4. All right, so I'm going to use this whole thing. I've just cut the 5 1/4 because I want it to go this way. So I'm going to stamp on this one first before I cut it apart to make it look more like a seam. So on this one, I punched a whale. Remember, we had this whale set, and I love that. And actually, that's the set that I was just using with the turtle. Being in Florida, I always like these water sets. Okay, so I might use that again. All right, so this one has a different turtle in here, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp that one on. If I can find him, there he is. I was using the peacock. Excuse me, the peacock on this one. Put that one down here. I'll maybe get another one over here. I'm keeping this one a little more single color. So I'll do the fish. Put a lot of fish on this one. And I could put an octopus, or I could put some more of that seagrass, or actually I think I'll use the coral on this one. Because the other thing I was thinking about using was the red. So we're going to see what that looks like. If it doesn't look good, well, it's just a piece of paper, right? That looks all right. Wipe that off the glass so I don't get it on. There we go. All right. So maybe I will put a couple of pieces of seagrass too. And keep it in the peacock. Not so chatty this morning. Had a good time at my conference last week. So nice to see people. People I haven't seen for a while. There we go. Okay. So now once I have this, now again, if your paper already had the scene on it, you wouldn't have had to do this step like with the lavender. See, they've already got the scene on here. but I wanted to go ahead and stamp that because all I had was the background paper. All right, so then remember this was 5 1/4 this way. So now I'm just going to cut 3 2-inch pieces. So that we'll use the whole thing. All right, so then the first piece will go here. And you can use your liquid adhesive or the snail or the Stampin' Seal that I've got here. I'm going to do this one from the side. And I didn't know what I wanted to use for the background, which is why I chose the Sahara sand, just kind of the very, I want to say, not something that was going to compete with the colors or anything. Okay, now here, if I put my white on the inside like I did on that one, then this is going to look like this on the outside. So that's cool. You can, however, add this one on this side and put this here so that you get the full scene there. And then on the front, you would see your words. So either way is fine. I think I'm going to keep it the way I had it last time, just so that you don't see the white before you open the card. And then I can stamp a quick. There we go. Sometimes these photopolymer stamps get like lint and things on them, and they don't stick so well. So if you just wash them off, that usually takes care of it. And I might put a little piece of coral at the bottom there. I haven't decided. All right, and then I'm just putting this right up against the other piece. There we go. And I was going to add the whale on the front. And again, this is optional to add this this die cut or punched out shape or something to the front, but I like to have it hanging over, and I'll pull those lavender cards back in here in just a second. Yeah. Okay. All right, so these are the two that we just made where we actually stamped on the paper. This one here where you've got the 3 panels going across, and this one where you just have the 2. And the original 2 cards, again, the 3 going across, but that had the pattern already on the paper, and this one, so that you get, it's just very cohesive to have that all the way across. But fun folds nevertheless. So I hope you might try these cards and that you have a great day. Thanks.